I want to just kind of go, hello, am I over here? Hello? It's art, baby. It's art. Yeah, you realize you're ruining my takes because now you're in the shot.
Now I'm in the
my fucking camera woman. Thank God she's naked because really, she won't shut the hell up. I have a lot of sketchbooks, and let's see. I'm going to pull one out. Which one do we want to pull out? Well, any of them's going to do. Let's see. We're just going to pull one out at random. We'll pull out number 22. Okay, so this sketchbook is from August of 2002 to January of 2003, so like 17 years ago this thing is. And let's take a look at some of the things that are in it. Just kind of flip randomly through pages. My sketchbooks are sometimes really loose and sometimes I draw really tight and finished drawings in them, but mostly I just use them to record ideas or thoughts or feelings or whatever else you would use a sketchbook for. Community standards violations. Can't have that. Cannot have that. Here, we'll look at bugs and other weirdos. But a lot of these drawings go on to become other things. Like that drawing that I think got vectorized. We'll go look and see in my Dropbox. All this stuff eventually gets, you've got like community standards violations all over the place. Unfortunately, I draw what I feel and I think, and sometimes I have dirty thoughts. What can I tell you? Anyway, oh well, go on. Go forward. I was doing this whole bunch of pages was about turning body parts like stomachs into characters. I'll turn anything into a character. Oh, I just tore it. Oh well. Yeah, here are my stomach men. Little stomach guys. Very nice. More community standards violations. They're everywhere. So I don't know. These are just little weird bug characters and drawings. And here's Mr. Intestine Man. Made a character out of. Here's my teeth, my eyeballs, my teeth. My Adam's apple becomes my mouth. Lots of little legs, stomach, intestines, colon. You know what else? All right, so anyway, so then I'm done with that idea. Then I go into other ideas. Now, let's just flip through. But see, these really are my source. I mean, I do these ideas without worrying a lot or thinking a lot about or planning. These are just kind of plan-free. They're just the recordings of thoughts and ideas, and they go on and on. Oh, here's a good page. These little icon doodles, I played with them for years. I'll show you in a minute. I'll pull up some of the pieces that these became. Like this piece, this one. A lot of these pieces, or I should say sketches, I got either vectorized or sculpted or something happened to them. So let's go through and look at some of these. I just did pages of these. I've become obsessed. It's like I have to just draw on an idea. Do not remember what provoked this idea. Don't remember what provoked, for instance, this character. But I will show you in a minute, as soon as I'm done admiring the magnificence of my own artwork. I'll show you what I did with some of this stuff. It just becomes things. It becomes parts and pieces of other things. It's the beginnings of ideas that later turn into, oh yeah, I definitely did that guy. So I did that one. Anyway, let's go off now and look at, oh yeah, I did this one and this one. All of them. I really like doing these. But at the time I did the sketch, I had no thought in my head as to what they might be. They just are what they are. Okay, let's stop there and we'll go off and look at what became of some of these. So now I'm on another page, some of these doodles. All right, let's go look. Okay, so now I'm in my Dropbox and I'm going to look at some of the pieces I did. I made a lot of them as just simple two-color icons. So just two colors on white. Very, very simple graphically. In 2007, I started to turn them into characters with bodies like animal or human figure characters. So I fleshed them out with hands and feet and bodies. All right, so this is the kind of thing I was doing in 2009. Just making them into icons and characters, playing around with different versions of them. So yeah, did these. This dog became a colored dog, became this dog, became just lots and lots of different versions. Now I'm in 2010, so I did lots of variations of these pieces as 3D models. These models were all made using Rhino 3D, which is a NURBS modeler. That's non-uniform rational B-splines. Anyway, it's a great CAD package, a really good 3D modeler. I've used it for about 20 years for both my professional work and the models and characters that I like to do for myself. Most of my building projects in my shop start now with CAD. Let's take a look at this model in the actual Rhino file. Okay, now so here we are inside of Rhino. I modeled it once and then duplicated a bunch of times for reasons which I now cannot remember, but that's what I was doing at the time. I switched into perspective mode to show you that it is laid down on a horizontal surface, because I was using a 3D mill to cut out these models, using this model to generate the G code to drive the mill. So that's always fun. I really like working that way. And like I said, Rhino's just a terrific drawing program, 3D program. Having said all of that, it occurred to me that this was as good a time as any to show you the things that I was cutting out. So I dug through the boxes at the studio and found a perfect example of what I was talking about. You can see I cut these in a blue machinist wax, which turned out to be an excellent mold material for making urethane resin castings, which I did. This was a small one, a test, and from this mold, let's see, from this mold I made this guy. Exceedingly humorous. And this is actually made from urethane resin that I tinted with various pigments, so blue and yellow and red and white. And let's see if we can get him back in his own mold. I don't want to jam him in there, but you get the idea. Fits in the mold. Look at that, dude. It's so beautiful. I should just live in the mold. Nice. So there's that one. But then I did this bigger one. Oh man, that looks great. Yep, this is a nice one. And again, I just cut the pieces with the 3-axis CNC router. Actually used a router, not even a mill. It worked really well. I just had to set the step over, do it with a ball mill and set the step over fine. And then it was quite a bit of hand polishing and cleaning. But there's a front and a back half. So those are really cool. And from that, I made this guy. Now this guy came out of the mold smooth like the other one, but then I coated him in an epoxy paint. Actually, it was epoxy resin mixed with pigment, which made almost like a cake frosting consistency, which I really liked at the time. In retrospect, I think I like the smooth plastic, the more plastic looking thing better, but really had fun with this project, and lots of potential for all kinds of stuff. I wanted to show you this piece but it's been hanging on the wall at the studio for a long time and it was really dusty. Believe it or not, the best way to clean a plastic sculpture like this is just to take it into the shower, with you. And so that's what I did. Isn't it beautiful now? Here's the painting that you saw at the very beginning of this video. It's a wooden panel, and I cut out all the pieces with this CNC router. I wish I had video of this process, but I don't. I just wasn't shooting video back in those days. All I have are these crappy digital photographs. But as you can see, I'm cutting the faces out of 1/4-inch Luan plywood. I'm just essentially using the mill to draw the painting out and draw the designs into the wood. I cut the individual faces out and then I glued them onto the plywood backing. And when that was all dry, I covered the whole thing, just coated the entire piece in black epoxy resin. And then the areas that were cut out by the router are what I filled in with the colored resin. And this right here that's pretty close to the finished painting. You can see I was using this epoxy technique on a lot of my pieces back in those days. And here, dun, da, 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 is the finished painting. Hey, oh shit, I gotta put the light on. Fuck me. I hate this filming crap. I'm gonna trip on the cords. What a mess. Jesus. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay. Hey, thanks for watching. I cannot see it. Listen, I can't see what I'm doing because I'm not shooting with it. I can't see. The fuck. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it. And I would ask you for a like, but that would help me out. But how would it help you out? Nothing. It wouldn't help you at all. So screw it. Yeah, yada, 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 whatever. Do whatever you want. I refuse to be held responsible for any of this shit.